Borehole Navigator provides the ability to plot boreholes on the cross sections. The first step in this process is to establish a preference file. That's done by selecting File Preferences and reviewing the cross-section options at the bottom of the list. The first option is to make sure that the toggle is turned on so that it will actually plot the boreholes on the cross sections. The next option is defining the column width. This is the actual width of the column when it's plotted on the section. Next are the column labels. There are several components here that can be turned on or off based on the user's preference. Material patterns are also established. These can be microstation colors or pattern cells from a cell library. With the material patterns, material labels can also be set up. This again is up to the user's preference as to which components are actually labeled or not. 0-hour water elevation and 24-hour water elevation are also established here, and the labeling for the elevation and the date that it was placed can be set here as well. Last two options allow for the setup of refusal and soil penetration test labels, all of which can be labeled on the cross-section borehole. Once these are established, you select the OK, save these preferences, and proceed to the Visualize Boreholes and Cross-Section View icon. This option presents a dialog where a chain must be selected, and when selected, the boreholes corresponding to that chain will be displayed in the view. Station ranges can be controlled by entering beginning or end. Projection data is also established here. The first option determines whether a borehole is projected onto the nearest cross-section or if it is only drawn on the exact cross-section station that's available. If projecting, the user supplies a maximum projection distance to be used. The next option is how the borehole is placed at the ground cross-section, whether it uses the borehole ground elevation as stored in the project file, or it uses the actual ground elevation as represented in the cross-section file. If the ground elevation is going to be used, symbology settings need to be established to determine what the existing ground is. That's accomplished by toggling on as many options as desired, selecting the match button, and identifying the existing ground. This populates the dialog with the correct information, and then the boreholes need to be selected that we wish to plot. The Apply button is selected, and the boreholes are plotted on each cross section.